Hi, my name is Dr. David Silverman. I'm happy to be able to spend a few minutes with you here. I'm on the medical board of this company, ASEA. I don't work for the company. It's a volunteer position. The flagship product, the breakthrough, is called ASEA, and that's the name of the company, ASEA. The technology is called redox. What's in this bottle is in us. Our cells make it. It's called redox signaling molecules. That's what it is. Redox stands for reductant and oxidant. It's made from saline. If you look at the back, it says it's made from salt and water. It is made from salt and water, but it's not salt and water anymore. What's in here, our cells make from saline. Our cells are filled with saline. When you go to the hospital and you get an IV, they give you saline because that's what our cells are filled with. Well, in our cells, we have something called the mitochondria. The mitochondria is called the power plant of the cell because we know it produces a molecule we burn for fuel called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It's been known for decades. But during the complicated process of producing that, we also produce these little things called reductants and oxidants. When I was a biology major in the 80s and then podiatric medical school in the 80s, there was no known function for these reductants and oxidants. You look at the literature in the 90s, they've discovered a function. And they're called reductants and oxidants or redox signaling molecules. And what they do is amplify signaling. They make it so that your cells can hear one another. Why is that important? Well, they're not chatting about the football game that happened. Cells need to talk about, need to inform each other if there's a problem with the cell, because bad cells need to be replaced with good ones. As we age, our cells die, they need to be replaced with good cells. Good cells, healthy cells in your pancreas, you got a healthy pancreas. You got bad cells, you're going to have a disease and they're going to start giving you medication to lower your blood sugar. Whether it's your cells in your retina, your liver, whatever, they die, they need to be replaced. They mutate, they need to be stopped. Who does all that? Your immune system does it. Your immune system gets a signal. It has to be a clear signal, and the immune system cells come down and get rid of that bad cell. All right. I'm not going to go into deep detail here, but this is why this product sounds too good to be true, but it is true because it's made from saline, right? And people are like, well, it's just salt water. It amplifies signaling. The more you have in your body, the louder the signal is. So children have a lot of mitochondria and they're very, very packed tightly and they're very efficient. So they produce a lot of ATP, power plant of the cell. Think about the energy children have, right? And as we age, energy kind of goes down, doesn't it? But what about healing? Who heals faster from an injury? A 10-year-old or a 20-year-old? 10-year-old does, because something happens at puberty. Our mitochondria become less efficient and we start producing less ATP and less of this. I'm 61 years old. My cells are making this much. They made this much when I was a kid, right? I could fall off my bike next day, go to school. Fall off your bike at 61, what happens to you? Well, my cells are making this much. I drink this, I raise my levels up. Simple explanation, much more detailed that you can get, and your friend can give you more resources. But safety was what I cared about. Because it's made from saline, it's not salt water anymore. Salt water is two molecules, sodium chloride and H2O. Redox molecules, there are 16 possible ones using sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. So in your cells, the sodium chloride molecules ripped apart, the H2O molecules ripped apart, and those ions are combined to make redox signaling molecules. But safety is important. This is what I love. Think about this. There's a money back guarantee on the product, so that's safe too, but safe to your body. You can't be allergic to it. It's in you. There's no toxicity. If you take too much of it, your body turns the excess back into saline. I used to write prescriptions every day. There's risks with prescriptions, lots, but there's no toxicity to it. You can't drink too much. And third, it's transparent to medication. So if you're taking medications, you don't have to stop. If you have low mood and the medication you're taking helped you, but you've got side effects, you'd rather not take it, you don't have to risk it and stop it. Just keep taking it and watch what happens with the change with this, just by this is the only variable.